Oh, you did it?
Huh?
Oh. Hey, what's up? I have a Furby on my mic. Let me know if it sounds weird. We're trying out the windshield for the first time. Or if it looks weird, I would also like to know that too. Good evening, Carol and John Choppers. Welcome to Tuesday night with us. John Shear's here, Andrea's here, Kyle's behind the camera as always, and we appreciate it. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us. Pretty normal week at the comic shop. We have a full table of new stuff and exciting things to talk about. Upcoming next week are our more event-based things. On Thursday the 19th, it is Late Night Comics. So that is fantastic. We love that. We've had, again, plenty of collections come in, and we will have plenty of new dollar stock. Included with that, I'll just mention right now, we have a bunch of new boxes out that John Dudas was in over the weekend and put them all in order. This is our 90s comic shop overstock dollar stock. We just sold 2 boxes worth already, so obviously good stuff in there. But it is in order and good to go, so that's kind of cool. That's Thursday. Next week, the 19th, Late Night Comics will be open until midnight. Have some refreshments, come dig through some dollar books, bump some elbows with people. It's a bunch of fun. If you haven't been to one, definitely worth checking out, even if you just got nothing to do at 10:30 and want to stop in for a bag of chips. After that, on Saturday, we're having our end of the summer sale. We're going to do half-off back issues. Back up with me. We're going to do half-off back issues all day, and we're going to do raffles for hardcovers. So we've got a bunch of, what was it, like a liquidation sale? John went to Rupp's and picked up a ton of awesome deluxe hardcover graphic novels and art books and stuff. Here's a bunch of them here. I'm going to let Kyle give you kind of a view of their spines. And we have a bunch more. So we're going to do raffles for hardcovers all day long. It'll be based on amounts spent, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we have a raffle system 100% in place for that day or not.
Yeah, he didn't say definitely yet, so.
But that is next Saturday. We're going to be doing that sale all day. I will mention while we're showing the $20 hardcovers that I am, what am I? I'm very excited that Brian K. Vaughan's Private Eye is here as a deluxe hardcover and that John was able to get a bunch on discount. This is it's a $50 book. We're selling for $20 that I would love to sell for $50 out of the shop every single day. It is a phenomenal book by the writer of Saga. So Brian K. Vaughan, in case the name didn't ring a bell yet. He wrote Saga. He did this as an online-only, pay-as-you-go book with Marcos Martin. It is beautiful. It's a noir story that takes place in a futuristic LA. It's really great. It ramps up really well. And for $20, it is an easy buy. So check out our $20 hardcovers. We'll get those out when we get a little bit more room on the table and on the counter out this week. But you can ask us. We'll maybe pull out a stack for you. But those are going to be some of the ones that we're raffling off for that day. And then the day after, on September 22nd, I will probably be with John, but definitely John will be at the West Side Market. What did we team up with? Is CPL?
Yeah.
So CPL, a bunch of like literacy groups get together and hand out books for free. So we're going to be giving out some comic books, spreading awareness for the younglings in reading, which is cool. John had a blast last year, so it sounds like it's going to be fun this year. That's it, right? One first appearance. In Uncanny X-Men number 2, it's a dumb first appearance. In Uncanny X-Men number 2, it is the first appearance of Sarah. Sarah is Professor X's first girlfriend, and she's a babe.
Yep.
That's it. Ta-da. She's not a superhero. She's a person.
So far. She might be a supervillain.
But we will get started at the bottom of the table. We were not missing anything this week. Lunar, the distributor for Image Comics and DC Comics and a couple of the small press companies, are having some printing and shipping and distribution delays. So we have a list. There's going to be some stuff over the next couple weeks that should be here but might be late. If you've got stuff like that on your pull list that you were expecting, ask us about it. We'll check the list, see if it was one of the things that is scheduled to be delayed, which is kind of nice of them. Shout out to Lunar to kind of give us that heads up. But we did get all of our stuff for this week, so no delay here.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. First up, Little Bird is a graphic novel that came out a couple of years ago. It started as a comic series, but it is the same creators as Precious Metal, which we'll see a new issue of here up closer or further down the table. They reprinted the complete first story, so if you were digging Precious Metal, which a lot of people were, you can read Little Bird now. It's in print again, and it has an Eisner button on the front cover. Last week was a trade paperback volume 2 for Void Rivals. We got that in late, so here it is on the table, new to you. Also new to you, Transformers number 12, new this week. This will be our cover A. I think this is actually the 1 in 10 variant. This is cover B. It is actually cover B. This is the 1 in 25 variant for $10, and then the 1 in 50 variant for $20, which is cool. It's a great issue. It's the end of a story arc, too, worth mentioning. Also, was supposed to be on the table last week, but is now here because of the lateness, is Feral Volume 1, which I'm going to slowly pick up and hand to the man who they should pay to sell it for them.
Because it is Walking Dead with cats. It is a fantastic first batch of issues. The ending makes you want to go back and reread the first few issues just to go, wait, so this happened, and now, like, did they foretell it? They did. They're not messing around, and it is terrifying in the best way. You just, like, they're Walking Dead with cats. Best way of putting it.
It's
So
scary.
good.
It's scary because I have cats, and I don't want to think about them having to deal with that.
Yeah.
I want to think about them fat and happy. King Spawn, trade paperback volume 5 came out this week. Then we've got, oh no, more Spawn, whole row of Spawn. Spawn Misery is on issue number 4 of 4, so that's wrapping up the miniseries. We've got Scorched, issue number 33. That'll be your cover A. This will be your cover B. New issue of Geiger this week. It is kind of an intermittent issue. They wrapped up a bit of a heavy story arc in issue number 5. Issue number 6 is a Barney story, which is awesome. Barney is the two-headed dog you see right there on cover A. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. Every issue's been wonderful. I love Geiger. I can't say it enough.
So good.
It's that easy. Cover A was two-headed Barney. Cover B is Barney with a sword. It's awesome. Ain't No Grave wraps up. It's issue number 5. I could stand here and talk about the ending of this book all day long. I've loved all 5 issues. It's nearly perfect. They made some risky choices with the ending, with issue 4, in the middle of storytelling. It's an oddly paced book in the best way possible. It's a beautiful Western. It's beautiful mythology. It's a beautiful single story about a family. And it ended perfectly. It ended perfectly. In a weird kind of perfect.
And we'll have a stack of trades about this high when it comes
Oh
out.
man, I'm gonna shove that in everybody's hand. That's a great story. So issue number 5 wraps up the miniseries. Keep it coming, Scotty Young. Precious Metals on issue number 4. That'll be that little bird tie-in I mentioned earlier. We got Department of Truth on issue number 25, and Domain on number 3. Above that, one new number 1 from Image is Dead Eyes. This is the Empty Frames. It's starting a new story arc. New miniseries, really. They did a Dead Eyes miniseries years ago that you definitely do not have to read. And it's just about a heist. It's taking some fictional liberties with an actual heist that happened in Boston. I think Matt Damon made a movie about it. Surprise, surprise. And it's fun, and it's snappy, and it's just a good crime book with a good bit of style to it. He karate chops like an insurance lady at one point, which we've all wanted to do. So I get it. And then we're getting into Marvel stuff. They have one reprint this week. X-Force number 1 is kind of that rotating team-up book. You got an X-Force team. In this first issue, they team up with Deadpool. Forge led, so if you're a Forge guy, there's that leg you love so much. Next to it, a hardcover is the Marvel Art of David Mack, which was new last week, kind of new to us this week. And it's beautiful. It's all Marvel David Mack artwork. And if you know David Mack artwork, you already love this book. So come and get it. Darth Vader Volume 9 in trade paperback. And then above that, an epic collection for Star Wars. Rebellion. This is a reprint of it? Or is this Rebellion? No, yeah, new one. Rebellion Volume 6 for this. But probably trade paperback of the week, a series that we recommend so often. Probably the most perfectly composed superhero series from Bendis in the beginning and now through Hickman in this modern era. Ultimate Spider-Man is fantastic. It tells a story perfectly. It turns your Spider-Man mythos on its head just in the way that you want it, so it's fresh. I love this book. I can't wait to sell some more volume 1s.
The best thing about it is that Ben is the super huge proponent of this book. Like but that's gotta tell you something. Like the fact that you're like, let's go.
I enjoy the issues that have Spider-Man in them.
Yes.
The ones that have not have been a little weirdly chosen for me, but it's a great series.
Yeah.
Luckily, everything in this paperback has Spider-Man in it. Spider-Boy has volume 2 of their trade paperback out this week. We've got Daredevil, the Gang War tie-in issues, and Daredevil volume 2 for the current ongoing series. And then we're into new periodicals. This is a row of Star Wars. It's the end of an era. The current Star Wars ongoing series ends at issue number 50. I am sure, John Shear is sure, everybody who has ever read or followed a comic series is sure that they will come back with issue number 1 very soon, probably close to the holiday. And we will have that. But for now, issue number 50 wraps it all up. Next to it is the action figure variant. Next to that is the 1 in 25 variant for $10. And next to that is the 1 in 100 variant for $50. So it's an all art cover of cover A. And then also in the Star Wars angle of things for the miniseries, Star Wars Inquisitors on issue number 3. Ultimate Universe gets this one new issue this week with Ultimate Black Panther. It's a cool looking Moon Knight. It's Conchu. Cool looking Conchu. That's a better way to say it. That's cover A. We got cover B right here. Cover C is your 1 in 25 variant for $10. And then New Blood Hunters. They're on issue number 2. There's your cover A. Miles Morales is looking monstrous on the cover B. And then a fantastic 1 in 25 variant. If you were following Blood Hunt and all, you know that Dagger is in for some trouble. Amazing Spider-Man is on issue number 57. That'll be your cover A. This is your cover B. And then your cover C is the 1 in 25 variant. And then next to it, Kyle did a fantastic job on this Marvel side of the table, theming everything together. Spider-Man Reign 2, number 3. So we're continuing with a all-out fight with Miles Morales in our future and Peter's past.
And Miles' future.
And Miles' future.
And Jane's past.
Skinny Kingpin's past, but fat Kingpin's
Future.
Yeah. So number 3 is out this week. There's cover A. Here's cover B. Still punching. Miles gets both hits in. That's not really fair. Captain America's on issue number 13. That'll be your cover A. Your cover B is the Godzilla cover, which is sweet because it's actually incorporating Godzilla into the action of the cover. And then cover C. Next to it is Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider on issue number 5. She's trucking. They're putting those issues out.
Them out.
It's a great issue. There's cover B with Ryan Gonzalez doing the artwork. Moon Knight, Vengeance of the Moon Knight. Sorry, so much Moon Knight. Got to be specific. Issue number 9. There's your cover A on the edge of the table. And then another great issue of Fantastic Four. They're 25 for 25. Not a Alex Ross cover. Not a big deal. Still a fantastic issue written by Ryan North. There's your cover B with, that is not Godzilla. That is not a Godzilla variant. It is just Doom and his mech sweet T-Rex.
There you go.
The people wanted it. There's the Godzilla cover versus Galactus. Kind of equally cool. And then Saturday morning variant. And, I didn't say B, D, C. E cover. Sorry, there's nothing to define it. Venom Separation Anxiety wraps up its 5-issue miniseries. There's your cover A. And then a fantastic cover B with a Infinity Gauntlet homage cover. Awesome. Too bad it's issue 5. Venom number 37 is a tie-in to Venom War. There's your cover A. Cover B's got Cosmic Ghost Rider. And we got more Venom War with Venom War Carnage number 2. Cover A with the duo, and then cover B with just Carnage. And then Venom War Wolverine is on number 1. It is, if you're hesitating on Venom War stuff, if it seems like a little too much, and you're more of a Wolverine fan but don't know if you want to take the leap, it's a 3-issue miniseries, and it's absolutely more of a Wolverine story than it is a Venom War story. It is Wolverine. He finds himself tangling with a symbiote, but then ends up in more of a Wolverine situation, like memory loss, wondering where he is, having to deal with kind of a small town.
That being said, it's also an amazing cover.
Oh, it's a fantastic cover. Yeah. John Shear made that choice for everybody. Uncanny X-Men. All you need to know is it's the first appearance of Charles Xavier's first girlfriend, obviously. But we're still team building. There's your cover A, and your 1 in 25 variant for $15. Venomverse Reborn is on issue number 4, so we're on their penultimate issue of that miniseries. Cover B gets you, what is that, Gargoyle? Caped? Batman?
Yeah.
Bat Venom?
Perch Venom.
And then cover C is, I think, the connecting one. Then it's a row, 2 rows of number 1s. The first row of number 1s is Wolverine number 1. It's currently being written by the guy who's been giving Daredevil the good treatment, who did Miss Marvel for a little while.
Saladin Ahmed.
Okay. What?
Saladin Ahmed.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Honestly, I just knew it was the same guy. I didn't even remember who it was. I appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Speaking of a pure Wolverine story, it starts out with him in Canada. Who knew? Running with a wolf pack.
He's Canadian.
He's being hunted by his old enemies, but there is like a kind of new situation. I'm actually surprised it's not a first appearance, but it's a new situation rising from the ground in this wilderness that's going to affect Wolverine's adamantium.
I will say, in the synopsis, they
You don't need to be super close. It's okay.
Okay.
They'll hear you.
Okay.
You're fine.
They do say like for collectors, it's a first appearance and like a new kind of lore is starting with this issue for Wolverine.
We say like a new metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an adamantium equal. We'll see. It seems like it.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Pretty brutal though. Pretty brutal. There's a lot of violence for a Wolverine book. Oh wait. Cover B with Nightcrawler. Cover C. Terry Andrews?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm surprised I got that upside down. Cover D. Cover E is your negative space variant. Then we got Ramita on the 1 in 25 for $10. And a spiffy shiny foil cover, which is awesome. And look close because there's like DNA in the claws and behind his ears. It's got some layers. And then the complete top of the Marvel table is Avengers Assemble #1. It's the beginning of a 5-issue miniseries. The cover is by Lionel Francis Yu, which is pretty cool. And it was a tough book to define. We all had to read this one and kind of talk about it. We didn't really understand where it kind of fit in current Avengers stuff. But let's put it this way. The Avengers Mansion is back. It's in operating order. Captain America and Jarvis have a handle on everything. And essentially this is an Avengers response team. So they have a deep roster, but everybody's got other stuff to do. So whenever a crisis pops up, whoever's home goes to deal with it. And in this issue specifically, whoever's not around but shows up afterwards sits around and plays poker and catches up. It's a fun issue. It could have been a little better if I'm being honest, but it's a fun issue that if you have been reading Avengers forever, you're recognizing old faces, you're recognizing old situations, and they're having fun with themselves. You know, you see a lot of old villains. I like the Serpent Society coming back in it. I was actually kind of stoked about that. And for a 5-issue miniseries, I'm interested to see what things they go up against that they're kind of dragging from the depths of the Marvel narrative that we haven't seen in a while.
And to be fair, the main story is a one and done.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that makes it nice and easy to read.
But Shang-Chi hasn't been on the team in a while. Wonder Man's been kind of an a-hole off in the distance for a bit. So it's nice to see like other Avengers get some spotlight. Because Jed McKay's been using the same dudes in the same book for a long time.
Yeah.
So we've got some alternative covers for you. That's your cover A by you, like I mentioned. There's cover B. Here's cover C is your movie variant. Cover D is Disco Dazzler, which I did not see until this moment. I wish I would have prepared myself. B, C, D, E, and 1 in 25 variant with for you She-Hulk fans out there for $15. And then I will pass it off to John Cheer for the DC side of the table.
Because we actually have DC, and I've read just about every DC book that came out this week. And DC vs. Vampires #2 was another wonderful continuing of the story. Fantastic book. Lots of like death. I mean, really. Introduction of characters you haven't seen in DC vs. Vampires. And it has a backup story with Batmite, who has just come around to finding out what's been going on in DC vs. Vampires. He's a little sad, but it's great. Great second issue. And this cover, Wonder Woman versus Alfred, yeah, that's in the book in the best way possible. So cover A, 1 in 25 variant for that one there. Nightwing Uncovered, again, all the covers of Nightwing like that are out there. It's cool because it's got like a little story that frames everything to make it like acceptable. But here's your cover A, but it's all about, we've got one left, the lenticular cover B. It's wonderful and fantastic. First one to call it gets it. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age, issue #4. Yes, he's got a Green Lantern ring, and it's great. Absolute Power, Task Force 7, issue #6, penultimate issue. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on. Wonder Woman's Island is under siege by one of these Amazos. But next to it, Green Lantern #15, another Absolute Power tie-in. One of those Amazos shows up in here, and it's a great... This actually might be my favorite of the Green Lantern stories, and maybe my favorite of the Absolute Power tie-ins. You can just read this. You'll understand everything that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in there with Hal, a lot of stuff going on with Star Sapphire, a lot of stuff going on with the Amazos. Good book, good standalone issue as they're trying to figure out what to do with Amanda Waller. Cover A, cover B, 1 in 25 variant for that one there. Batman 89 Echoes, finally starting to come out on a more regular schedule, issue #4. Batman Robin 13, another good Damian issue. He's still on the island, still with dinosaurs, still fighting Bane. Regular cover, cover A, cover B, cover C, really cool homage variant, and then the 1 in 25 variant for that one there. Penultimate issue for Death in the Family, Robin Lives, the what if story that we have been waiting for a long time. And then below that, Shazam's on issue 15. As it says, Billy and the Captain reunited. Primer, Clashing Colors on the final issue, issue 3 of 3. Soon we'll have another one of those little tiny graphic novels if you didn't want to get the actual comics. Nightwing, Time of the Titans. So Tom Taylor's Nightwing is running down. We're on volume 5. Joker by James Tynion. The entire 16 issue miniseries by James Tynion. Collected here. It's fantastic. I went straight to the end again just because I wanted to see what happened again. Everything all collected. Batman Joker Year 1. So it's volume 3 in Chip Zdarsky's run of Joker and Batman and Lada Zernar, Joker Year 1. It's great. Get it in trade paperback. Daniel Warren Johnson, or Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comics, Tell Him Back. Wesley Dodd's Sandman. Fully collected, 6 issues, Ryan Rossimo artwork, great story, wonderful book. Brave and the Bold. It's the Mark Waid and George Perez stuff from ages ago, back when George Perez was like, you know what, I want to draw comics again. And Mark Waid got him to do some Brave and the Bold stuff. And collection volume 1 collected here. Batman World's Finest, I believe this is volume 3. And nope, volume 4. It's the Kingdom Come story. Mark Waid wrote Kingdom Come. He gets to write Return to Kingdom Come. Right, collection there. Batman Dylan Dog, the full collection of that is here. All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder. I will rep the first 5 issues of this like nobody's business. It's fantastic. But
is that getting Clayface or getting Two-Face across the country?
Getting Two-Face across country.
Getting murked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's a great 5 issues.
Yeah. But for $50 you get the whole series. This is 14 issues of Scott Snyder Batman. And way less expensive than a lot of other stuff that they put out for $50 in hardcover. It's a nice, big, thick hardcover. Yeah. Batman City of Madness by Christian Ward. The whole Black Label series collected here. Joker Killer Smile was out in hardcover. Now we got a nice, affordable soft cover. And then we've got our nice, inexpensive $10 books. So you got your Bermejo and Azzarello Joker story.
Great.
But $10 gets you just about the entire thing of Gotham City Sirens, and this is the best $10 you can spend this week. It's fantastic. It's in little tiny stuff, but wonderful story. Great artwork. Everything you want from Gotham City Sirens.
There's a reason we ordered 2.
Yeah. From Dark Horse, Tales from the Crypt, the EC Archives on volume number 4. Masters of the Universe Revelations is also on issue number 4. We got your cover A and then your cover B. Prodigy from Mark Millar's on issue number 2. It's Slaves of Mars. Hound of Windhorn. Finally, we've got it back
the
in.
Outrage has been quelled.
Yes.
We called everybody we needed to call after the misprint last week. We got Helen of Windhorn, guys. We got it.
Issue number 4. It is here, and it is wonderful. Something is Killing the Children. If you missed out on it when it came back, when it came out all those years ago, now you can get a facsimile copy of issue number 1. They're calling it an archive edition of number 1.
It's a fantastic first issue.
It is an amazing first issue. I didn't read it until 12 issues had come out, and by that point I had stopped at issue 5, and then went, oh no, I've got to get on
I gotta go find those.
I gotta find them. So, Divide is a graphic novel from Comics Experience, and it is a full collection. There's a Muslim prison and then a superpower breakout. It's a cool collection. Because of ordering mishaps, Wonderland, Return to Madness, issue number 3 from Zenoscope. We have a rare Zenoscope book on the table. Gotcha Man number 3, there's your regular cover, and then your 1 in 10 variant for that one there. Godzilla's Here There Be Dragons volume 2 is on issue number 3. Yes, issue number 3. So there's your cover A, with Mothra and your cover B with an amazing Mothra. Oh, wonderful. Palestine by Joe Sacco, finally back in print after many years. This is one of John Dudis's favorite books. It is a fantastic story set in Palestine. It really is amazing. Star Trek Volume 2? Volume 1 in softcover. So the ongoing series, here you go, Volume 1.
Yeah, it's the current ongoing series, and it's the first time they put it in softcover. It was in hardcover like a year and a half ago. So you can start Star Trek.
Yay! Godzilla Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 5, cover A and cover B. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles source book. This is issue number 4. It's been a while since issue number 3, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff that you need. Samna, the cover gallery, because you can never get enough Samna.
You cannot.
There are
Yeah.
some sexy covers in that gallery.
You said that all quiet.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. I'm going to pass this on to Ben.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, are you caught up?
Minutes.
I just caught up on Turtles. I was out of town when issue 1 came out, and then stuff happened, so I got to read issue 1 yesterday, issue 2 today. There's single stories about single turtles. They give you very, very small amount of information about why the turtles are all split up, but they're like, the threads are coming together to where they need to be turtles again. I really appreciate the kind of indie, slow burn storytelling of this ongoing series. I've heard some complaints from Turtles purists, and I get them. I totally get them. But it's a fun new way for someone who's not been reading Turtles for the last 25 years to like get a new vibe. This issue is all about Mikey. He's become a international TV star. He's kind of like musing about life, but he really the narration really connects his previous experience with turtles and fighting crime and nunchucks and his brothers to his experiences or the current status quo of turtles, and they connect it to issue 1. So like we're moving forward. I'm really stoked about Jason Aaron writing this book, and we've got some great covers too. I'll stop yapping. So that was cover A. I was holding up right there. Cover B is Mikey and Popcorn, or chips, or whatever. Cover C, Karaoke. We got a fantastic Derek Robertson 1 in 50 variant for $25, and then the terrifying Lee Bermejo 1 in 75 cover for $40. This row is fantastic and special to me this week because Chip Zdarsky wrote a distillery book called Time Waits, and I never know what to expect from a distillery book. I'm never really disappointed, right? We're always going to give it a shot. We're always kind of excited. Never been really scorned by one, but this one was a delight. This is a good, fresh, it's a time travel book, but that's only because I kind of have to say that. There's not another word for what's going on here. It's a single family story, and it really connects well with a reader. Like it's got a great pace to it. It's got great mystery to it. It's got great action to it. And it's not like time travel, like all crazy kinds of technology we can't even possibly imagine. It's
more like his memories, the way they frame it, his memories are the time travel.
Yeah, agree. Perfectly put. So really well written, really well composed, and by Chip Zdarsky. I'm stoked about the rest of that miniseries. Also, truly, as far as all the series and all their covers this week, every cover of this one hits. Yeah. I love every cover of this book. So cover A, wonderful. Please give that one a shot. Cover B, after reading the book, my favorite. 100% my favorite. Cover C, also great. Oh, the seeds. I'm getting it. Okay. We've got 1 in 10 variants, so colorful, and then 1 in 25 covers too for $20 there. And I'm always a fan of purple. Next row gets a Space Ghost number 5. That'll be your cover A. Cover B and cover C by Bjorn Behrens. Cover D by Cho. And then in issue number 2 of Johnny Quest out from Dynamite. Also this week, into the all ages stuff from last week. New to us is Batman, Robin, and Howard. They do Summer Breakdown, so it's their second full graphic novel by Jeff Brown. Then we've got Animal Rescue Friends. They're finding home. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Shock City has my favorite quote on a cover in a while, where Seth Green's like, "Why are you reading this quote when you could be reading this book?" We've got a cool one. Magical History Tour does a whole series of books, and they're very educational. It's kind of like an Encyclopedia Brown, where these kids are exploring history in the midst of history. They're like invisible to the history that's going on around them. But there's a lot of info dumping at the end in a good way, like how trench warfare affected history and the practical makings of trenches and how soldiers performed and lived in them. And it's cool. There's like I looked into them after we ordered this one. There's a lot of really cool information in those books. You've got Bluey, we got Unicorse. Hey. Looney Tunes is on issue number 280. Garfield is on issue number 2 of 4. And then new Goosebumps, adapted from the classic novel, The Haunted Mask. This one is the graphic novel version of that. Then we've got volume 5 and a new Five Nights at Freddy's, which are all standalone stories, but, we're on volume 5 because we got a number stuff. And then last but not least, we all love Scott Pilgrim around here. I don't think this is going to last on the table past our boss seeing it, but it is the first volume of Scott Pilgrim, proper, all the classic stuff in that volume, but in coloring book form. So that's phenomenal.
So it's black and white, and you get to color it in.
I will say, I'm going to move you over here really quick. I forgot to warn you about this, Cal. I will say that we did have a couple of the things on the table that didn't make it to us on time last week, but everything that was restocked, which was everything, is now on our last week wall. So when you come in, if you missed something last week, it is here. Graphic novels, single issues, we have it. If we don't have it, we sold out of it, and we'll happily order it for you again. So you just got to give us a heads up. But that's it for me. That's it for us. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night, and we will see you tomorrow for your comic books.